To watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access. Plus, commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
International disputes, inflation, rising national debt, digital currency. There's a never-ending list of reasons why gold has risen over 700% in the last 20 years. And there's also a never-ending list of reasons why smart Americans are diversifying a portion of their savings into precious metals with the Birch Gold Group. More than any other commodity on Earth, gold thrives during times of uncertainty, which is why it's a crucial part of a balanced strategy. It gives you peace of mind given all the events that could impact the United States economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is the right thing for you. The Birch Gold Group can help you convert an existing IRA or a 401k into an IRA in gold. All you have to do is text the word America to the number 989898 and receive your free information kit on gold. There's no obligation here, just useful information. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of satisfied customers, allow the Birch Gold Group to help you diversify with gold. That way, you too can have peace of mind regardless of the uncertainty around you. Text the word America to the number 989898. Again, that's America. Text that to the number 989898 today. Back to this Real America's Voice news break. I'm Terrence Bates. 2,500 fired-up submarine builders at General Dynamics Electric Boat Division in Rhode Island as the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, addresses them on his Arsenal of Freedom tour. The patriotic men and women are building the next generation of Columbia-class submarines. These are high-tech and have more tonnage and greater firepower than what's in the fleet today. Real America's Voice correspondent David Zier on the ground in Maine with this report.
We're on the ground at General Dynamics Electric Boat Division here in Rhode Island. They're the largest employer of Connecticut and Rhode Island with 25,000 employees. They're adding another 8,000 employees. Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, about to take the stage here. We got this incredible crowd here. Unbelievable energy in the room here. They're going to be putting out, they're 66% done with the first Columbia-class submarine to replace the entire fleet of the Ohio-class submarines. These things have nuclear reactors that can last for 30 years. It's just incredible, the jobs, the enthusiasm, and the rapid capabilities concept through Trump's Defense Acquisition Executive Order that was codified in the NDAA. This goes across the services, and this is part of the Arsenal of Freedom tour. Pete Hegseth will be on the ground in Bath, Maine, later at the Bath Ironworks, another General Dynamics facility. They're kicking out the Arleigh Burke guided missile destroyers. Incredible product here. We just kicked out the third generation with the Lewis Wilson. This crowd is really fired up here. Really awesome. Feels like America's back. David Zier for Real America's Voice News.
And in other headlines, Jeffrey Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell followed through on her promise to invoke the Fifth Amendment so as to not incriminate herself during her deposition this morning before the House Oversight Committee investigators. She was scheduled to be questioned during a video call from the federal prison camp in Texas where she is currently serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking. Lawmakers are trying to identify anyone who was connected to Epstein and sexual abuse that allegedly happened at Epstein Island. Meantime, those same lawmakers are now also combing through unredacted versions of the Epstein files that were just released by the Justice Department. As for Maxwell, her nothing burger deposition today comes as the 64-year-old is trying to have her conviction overturned, saying that she was wrongfully convicted. Well, police are really stepping up the search for missing 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Investigators returned to her home, searching areas including a septic tank as an alleged ransom deadline approaches. Savannah Guthrie posted on social media that she and her siblings agreed to pay that ransom.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
We'll continue to update you on that developing story.
There are few things more aggravating than seeing your tax dollars wasted by the government. All too often, when big government tries to save the day, the funds sent around the world to help people in need are diverted by corrupt leaders to line their own pockets, enrich their cronies, or further an agenda that has nothing to do with helping their countrymen. You can do a better job at promoting freedom than any government can. Scan the QR code now or visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV today to join the worldwide freedom movement. With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you an Atlas Network exclusive hat. Plus, we'll send the print edition of our Freedom's Champion magazine to your door. We identify, train up, and celebrate local leaders as they work to make freedom a reality across the world. Our partners often risk everything: their reputations, their livelihoods, even their lives to fight for freedom in places where authoritarianism reigns. Visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV or scan the QR code to join our mission to help pro-freedom organizations around the world. Donate $19 a month to receive your exclusive Atlas Network hat. To the factories, from small towns to city streets. This is the fight for the soul of our nation.
We're watching Democrats attack democracy. Do not be fooled.
The strength, the grit, the greatness of the American spirit, all right here.
The left wanted power, not peace, but there's a resistance rising. A generation saying enough, enough. We've tried it their way, and it failed.
The Steve Gruber Show with your host, Steve Gruber, starts right now.
Off another brand new day here of broadcast excellence. Glad to have you here, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom, making sure you have the right person shoulder to shoulder with you when it matters the most. Let's get rolling. There's a lot to cover here. Three big things. Number one, major health insurance companies being told to appear on Capitol Hill to answer questions as millions of Americans demand accountability for rising costs and lowered coverage. Number two, new video after 10 days shows a suspect in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, but to me, something about this just doesn't smell right. Something's been off from the beginning, but what is it exactly? And number three, yesterday showcased something the fake news desperately wants to bury: the truth about what's really happening at our borders and in our cities. While the liberal media spins tales of atrocities and murder by masked agents, patriots from ICE, CBP, and the USCIS stepped up in front of the House Homeland Security Committee and laid out the facts. Acting Director Todd Lyons, CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott, and USCIS Director Joseph Edlow didn't back down. They delivered. And what they delivered was proof that President Trump's America First agenda is working, delivering results, and finally putting American safety first after years of open border chaos. Let's start with the numbers, because the numbers don't lie, even if CNN and MSNBC do. Director Lyons told the committee straight up, in just the past year, ICE has conducted more than 475,000 removals. That's not a typo. 475,000 criminal aliens, gang members, traffickers, and threats to our community sent packing. Listen to a few more numbers. Here they are.
Since the beginning of the second Trump administration, we have achieved historic results. From January 20th, 2025 through January 20th, 2026, ICE has conducted nearly 379,000 arrests. Among those arrests were more than 7,000 suspected gang members and over 1,400 known as suspected terrorists. The president tasked us with mass deportation, and we are fulfilling that mandate. Thanks to the resources provided by this Congress, we are ramping up detention capabilities, and removal flights daily. In the last year alone, we conducted over 475,000 removals. It's a brutal reality that criminal immigration today is organized by sophisticated, ruthless, transnational criminal organizations. These include cartels and transnational gangs President Trump has regularly designated as foreign terrorist organizations.
Now, thanks to the funding Congress provided, detention capacity is ramping up. Removal flights are departing daily, and we're finally reversing the Biden-era catch-and-release disaster that turned our neighborhoods into danger zones. This isn't cruelty. This is competence. This is what happens when you elect a president who keeps his promises. Mass deportations without apology, securing the homeland like we haven't seen in decades. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Director Joseph Edlow shared some shocking statistics about the fraud that just he and his organization have uncovered. Listen to this.
Over the past year, USCIS has made nearly 33,000 fraud referrals to law enforcement, a 138% increase over previous years. We conducted thousands of site visits to homes and workplaces and thousands of social media checks to ensure aliens aren't espousing anti-American sentiment. Moreover, our fraud detection and national security team completed over 21,000 investigations, identifying fraud in approximately 65% of those cases. In Operation Twin Shield in Minneapolis-St. Paul back in the fall, we uncovered marriage fraud, visa misuse, and student visa abuses, leading to denials of immigration benefits, arrests, and removal proceedings. This work led to Operation Paris, where we continue re-examining thousands of refugee cases in Minnesota, conducting thorough background checks and in-person reviews.
That's right, USCIS, DHS, ICE. Those agents are all risking their lives trying to make America a better place to live, and they are succeeding. But what you wouldn't know is any of that if you watch the mainstream media. State and local officials in places like Minnesota are refusing to cooperate still. Democrat lawmakers in this very hearing demonized our law enforcement. Sanctuary policies are emboldening criminals. And when agents move in to enforce the law, things get volatile. That's not on the agents. That's on the radicals who turn routine enforcement into street confrontations, and on elected officials who accuse ICE of invading Minneapolis. Representative August Pfluger pointing out that lie during questioning. Here it is.
To stand down.
How did it make you feel as somebody who carries out the laws that this body has passed when you hear the mayor of Minneapolis say F ICE?
Oh, sir, I mean, from a morale standpoint, it hurts us to the fact that for decades, and I've worked since President Bush, ICE has always been in Minneapolis. We've always been in every major city and state. So it wasn't like it was a brand new thing. We've always been doing immigration enforcement. So that's demoralizing.
Demoralizing. Let's talk about Minneapolis head on, because the left is still milking those shootings for every drop of outrage they can possibly squeeze. Renee Good shot January 7th after an encounter had escalated. Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse, shot January 24th while recording agents and allegedly interfering during arrests. The media calls them innocent protesters, victims of masked government thugs. But let's be real. These weren't peaceful bystanders minding their own business. Videos show escalation, resistance, crowds surrounding officers, chaotic scenes where agents feared for their own safety and, yes, their lives. Lyons committed to turning over full, unabridged investigation reports once complete. Body cameras now being expanded under Secretary Noem. They're coming, and they'll show the truth about future interactions. These are justified uses of force in high-risk operations from where I stand. Why would Secretary Noem be interested in deploying body cams if she suspected that agents are violating human rights? The answer is she wouldn't. Eric Swalwell, of course, Democrat, agitator, tried to paint ICE agents in a bad light with a hypothetical situation. But Director Lyons wasn't having it. Here it is.
A couple nights ago, I met with a woman who works as a cashier at a grocery store, and I told her I was coming to see you, Mr. Lyons, and she said, will you ask him, and she didn't want to give her name. She was terrified to give her name. But she said, when I get off my shift around midnight and I walk through the parking lot to my car, she said, if somebody rolls up in an unidentified van and gets out wearing all black and their face is covered and they don't have any identification and they ask me to get into the van, how do I know who they are? How does she know, Mr. Lyons? How does she know if they're an ICE agent or bad guys?
Sir, ICE agents have identifiable placards on their uniforms as well as their badges representative, but you won't see ICE agents rolling through the parking lots and just snatching someone up. ICE does intelligence-driven, targeted enforcement operations.
Intelligence-driven, targeted enforcement operations, not haphazard like reckless comments coming from the California congressman. Now, that tells you everything you need to know about the Democrats' playbook. They want to get enraged over hypotheticals while they stay silent during the very real terror that illegal aliens caused Americans for 4 consecutive years. They just kept coming. Millions pouring in during the Biden years, fentanyl killing our kids, MS-13 running wild. Under Trump, we're hitting back hard with Operation Metro Surge and interior enforcement that actually works. Incidents like Goods and Preddy's deaths are rare tragedies and a massive and sadly necessary operation, necessary because of the Democrats' policies during the Biden years. We'll continue in a moment. Good morning. It's Wednesday on the Steve Gruber Show.
There are few things more aggravating than seeing your tax dollars wasted by the government. All too often, when big government tries to save the day, the funds sent around the world to help people in need are diverted by corrupt leaders to line their own pockets, enrich their cronies, or further an agenda that has nothing to do with helping their countrymen. You can do a better job at promoting freedom than any government can. Scan the QR code now or visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV today to join the worldwide freedom movement. With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you an Atlas Network exclusive hat. Plus, we'll send the print edition of our Freedom's Champion magazine to your door. We identify, train up, and celebrate local leaders as they work to make freedom a reality across the world. Our partners often risk everything, their reputations, their livelihoods, even their lives to fight for freedom in places where authoritarianism reigns. Visit atlasnetwork.org/RAV or scan the QR code to join our mission to help pro-freedom organizations around the world. Donate $19 a month to receive your exclusive Atlas Network hat. Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
I'm Lou, Mega Pilot from Rav's Gator Chat here in beautiful Trump County, Florida. The best place for real news is Real America's Voice.
Hi, I'm Bridgie, and why do I love Rav? Well, even out here in the cornfields of Iowa, I still need news I can depend on. That is Real America's Voice.
This is Diane from Rhode Island. Why do I love Real America's Voice? Because they deliver us facts from hosts who love America and love God. What's not to like?
The real outrage here is how Democrats exploit all of these mistakes. And yeah, mistakes are going to happen. There are real people out there wearing badges. being surrounded with agitated crowds. Democrats want reforms that they call them reforms. But what would they really be? They'd handcuff our agents, unmask requirements, judicial warrants for every home entry, bans near schools and churches. They want to completely neuter ICE right when we're finally winning. If they can't do it with policy, they'll continue to push lies about ICE as part of their propaganda machine, like Swalwell did during his questioning time. Here's more.
You now have a decision. Will you stand with the kids who you're supposed to protect, or will you side with the killers bringing terror to our streets? Mr. Lyons, will you resign from ICE?
No, sir, I won't.
Why not?
Because, sir, that child that you're showing right there, the men and women of ICE took care of him when his father abandoned him and ran from law enforcement.
Time has expired.
He never should have gone.
Gentleman's time has expired. I recognize the gentleman from Mississippi. It's a guest, sir.
Dealing with lies.
Thank you, Mr.
Dealing with lies. It's convenient that Swalwell didn't allow Lyons enough time to share the true story of what happened to that young boy. But Democrats are threatening to do a lot more than just smear ICE. The DHS funding deadline is coming Friday. Democrats are holding the entire department hostage, demanding dramatic changes that would gut enforcement, while the White House offer gets called insufficient. They're fine with a shutdown that cripples TSA, the Coast Guard, FEMA, cybersecurity, and everything else, if it means protecting criminal illegals over American citizens so they can get their votes. And some lawmakers want more than just a funding freeze. Michigan Congressman Sri Tenadar, maybe the most embarrassing in all of Congress, who's only been living in the United States after the age of 24, he wants to abolish ICE, which he made clear while he was lecturing CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott. Listen to this garbage.
I'm not going to speak on behalf of President Trump, but I'll tell you, I signed up for this job to protect America, and I'm very proud of the service that I provide, and I don't need a pardon from anybody.
Well, you better hope so. You better hope you get been pardoned, because you will be held accountable for the absolute disregard of the law your agencies have shown over the past year. Your agencies have lost the trust of the American people, with millions taking to the streets to protect the illegal actions of your agencies. And that's why I introduce a bill.
Shut up. Scott doesn't need a lecture on immigration from some clown who's been living in our country for less time than Scott's been here and working. Sri Tenadar became a citizen in 1988. He went through, get this, the legal process. So why is it so criminal to expect other people to do the same thing that clown did? Lyons, Scott, and Ed Lowe are executing the people's mandate from the 2024 election. They deserve medals, not restrictions. America, the choice is clear. We can let Democrats sabotage funding, tie agents' hands, and invite more chaos, or we can stand with President Trump, flood DHS with resources, make our communities safe again. The hearing proved we're on the right path. The deportations are working. The removals are record-breaking. And come Thursday's Senate testimony, we'll see even more proof that America First is the only way forward. So, call your representatives. Call your senators. Tell them no handcuffs on ICE. Full funding. No strings from the left. Because if we back down now, the invasion continues. But if we hold the line, we win. For our families, for our future, and for our country. God bless America. God bless the men and women of ICE, CBP, and DHS putting their lives on the line every single day. All right, one other headline I want to get to before we head to a break here. The Nancy Guthrie case. And I want you to send me a note on this. The Nancy Guthrie case. Does any of this make sense to you? 10 days later. Now, I understand it takes a while for the forensics to work through the electronics. But the new video released yesterday showing this suspect show up at her doorstep, dressed with a mask. He's got what looked like almost boxing gloves, this 1950s holster with a gun. Then he picks up plants and he puts it in front of the camera. This comes 10 days later. Now, nobody knows who this guy is, even based on the fact that they can just see his eyes. Looks like he has a goatee. You can see his eyes, his eyebrows. Even this video is enough to find the suspect, I believe, But none of this makes sense to me. It all seems very odd and out of place. 10 days. The family saying, we'll pay your ransom. Allegedly $6 million in Bitcoin. But no proof of life. No idea where she went. If this was a normal kidnapping case, you wouldn't pick somebody up unless you took their life-saving medicine. That is your commodity. That is what you're trading for. If Nancy isn't in good shape or worse, you've got nothing left to trade for. So this is important. None of this makes sense to me. By the way, you can always follow us on YouTube. This is growing because I've got another note for you. Coming Monday, we're releasing the first episode of Forgotten America on YouTube right here. Click that QR code. Become part of something much bigger. Forgotten America, our first guest, Kyle Rittenhouse, talking about his life after the shootings in Kenosha, what happened to him, the death threats he gets every day. And he says, I was a kid. I had no business being there. Forgotten America comes Monday morning. You're going to want to tell your friends. Did you know that American homeowners nationwide have over $32 trillion in equity, and cyber criminals are targeting it with a growing scam the FBI calls house stealing? House alarms, doorbell cameras, deadbolts, they don't work against these thieves because they're not after your stuff. They're after the equity you've built in your home. If your title isn't being monitored, scanners and scammers can transfer your title of your home into their name using a document they file at the county. They can take loans against your property. They can even sell your property. You won't even know it until the notices show up in your mailbox. You need triple lock protection from my friends at Home Title Lock. Triple lock protection, 24/7 monitoring, alerts of any changes, and God forbid if the worst happens, restoration services up to $1 million, no cost out of pocket to you. Use the promo code Gruber at HomeTitleLock.com. Make sure your home is still your home and your title is still in your name. HomeTitleLock.com, promo code Gruber. Support the people that support this program, would you please? I'll be right back.
This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch Season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAV Angel to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive Homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAV Angel to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
All right, here we go. Continuing on now. A House panel has subpoenaed 8 health insurers. Look, the amount of money we pay continues to go up every single year. I mean, we went up hundreds of dollars a month, and we got a smaller plan. Insurance isn't working in America anymore. And it all started with Obamacare, because when you had one government entity paying the bills for somebody else, well, there's no control. There's control over you, but there's no control on the spending. That's the problem. You know, in 1965, when I was born, we had some guardrails and so forth, but the Great Society of Lyndon Johnson destroyed all those guardrails. It became excessive government spending without end. We spent over $30 trillion now on the Great Society. How's that worked out? Let me tell you how it's worked out. More people on welfare and less people actually going to work every day. That's the real problem. So these health insurers are going to be brought in for allegations of fraud on Obamacare. Can't wait to see how big this number is. We'll talk more about that coming up as we continue. Again, I want to encourage you to follow us on YouTube. It is the growing platform where all the videos are every day, and they live forever there. If you see an interview here, you can go to YouTube. The Forgotten America podcast, you're going to love this. We've got some great guests. We've already got several episodes ready to roll. We're debuting 9 a.m. this coming Monday. And it'll be there whenever you want to watch it. Kyle Rittenhouse, after the shooting stops. Whatever happened to him? Well, he disappeared for many years, has PTSD, has some trauma to deal with, a lot of it, in fact. Said, I never should have been there. As a 17-year-old kid, I should have stayed home. Never should have been there. That's his takeaway now, looking back over the years, and so much more. You're gonna find this conversation fascinating. It will debut, like I said, Monday morning, 9 a.m., YouTube. All right, we'll have some clips for you on the show later this week, tomorrow and Friday. A couple of clips from the program. But get on YouTube, become a subscriber. It helps us to continue to deliver stories you don't hear anywhere else except right here. And boy, do we have a lineup for you. Our next guest is going to be remarkable. A pastor who grew up in Indianapolis, almost died from a drug overdose, and said, God, if you save me, I will serve you for the rest of my life. And he is. It's an interesting story. From dependency to survival. I'll be back.
This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAVAngel to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive Homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAVAngel to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
Now is the moment to put your brand in front of an engaged, loyal audience through Real America's Voice. When you advertise on Real America's Voice, you're not just running an ad, you're partnering with trusted voices like Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and other influential hosts. Backed by millions of monthly listeners.
What's happening? Because of a Real Voice, man. I watch it all the time.
Real America's Voice rocks.
Real America's Voice gives sponsors the chance to put their product front and center, displayed on screen and highlighted by our anchors during exclusive segments and live events.
Head to freetrumpknife.com.
This means your brand becomes part of the conversation as it happens.
Secure your spot before it's too late.
Join us today and make your brand part of the news conversation that America's viewers trust. Real America's Voice, where your message is seen, heard, and remembered.
Hi, this is Kelly Renee from Northern California Hills, MAGA country. The reason I watch Real America's Voice is for the faith, the family, and the freedom. Giddy up.
I'm Terry from New Jersey, and I just want to say that I love Real America's Voice. I love you guys. Keep up the good work.
Hey y'all, it's Nancy from Texas. Real America's Voice gives us truth, not propaganda, and we need that. Thank you so much.
Strange time where, the medical community, some psychologists and psychiatrists and left-leaning agitators and propaganda saying, hey, if you just cut this off or cut that off, you can be a boy or you can be a girl and you'll fit right in your body finally. All of that was a terrible, terrible, evil lie. Evil, I really think it is. Dr. Rick Bosshart from Do No Harm, senior fellow and American Society of Plastic Surgeons member as well, joining me now. Doctor, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We're making progress here. You know, I look back at the numbers. 2023 was the height of this transgender, I don't know, this hyper attention to transgenderism peaked in 2023. It's been declining ever since. And those that are detransitioning are finally getting a chance to speak out. We just saw the first major lawsuit, $2 million, a successful lawsuit against a doctor, a surgeon, and a psychiatrist or counselor. And this will open the door to a flood of lawsuits for malpractice against these butchers. Doctor, where are we today?
Well, we're not what I would call in a good place yet, Steve. I think that we're in the right direction finally. You're right. This seems to have peaked sometime early in the pandemic. And one of the correlating factors seems to have been a tremendous rise in social media use, especially with teenage girls. Transgender issues are not new. They've been around since I was a medical student back in the 70s and even before that. But this issue of adolescents, minors, seeking to transition from one sex to the other is relatively new. And the tremendous explosion of teenage girls seeking to become boys has been unprecedented. I think we're finally starting to see this turn around. This lawsuit that you mentioned is only the first of at least 28 that are in the pipeline right now. And I agree with you. I think this is going to open the floodgates. And I suspect, I will even go on record as predicting that in the next 6 months to a year, we're going to see probably thousands of these things filed. The detransitioners are finally coming out and being recognized and seen. One of the problems has been that there has never been any coding for the detransitioners. All diagnoses are based on a numeric code from the International Classification of Disease. And if you don't have that code in medical speak, you don't really exist. And now that we're finally working on getting that, I think we're going to see a lot more of these people coming out and saying that they regret having gone through this process.
When you say code, well, when you say code, doctor, you mean a classification, a place for them to sit. So here are people that are confused about who they are, where they fit in the world, taken advantage of, in my estimation, by counselors and so-called medical professionals to say, oh, we can fix this, we can do this. But when you decide that's wrong, well, guess what? You don't fit again. You're the odd man out, or the odd woman, right? They push you to the side. That's what you're telling me. You have no place again. You're again a man without a country, if you will, right?
Well, that's exactly right. And it's not just the issue of not being visible. Insurance companies cannot deal with anything that does not have a ICD code attached to it, whether it's a medical procedure or an operation. But the other thing is that when you talk about detransitioners, you're talking about people who have gone through a horrific, what I would call barbaric process of transitioning, and then realized it was the wrong thing to do. And for them to say this is an indictment of the entire industry. And that industry is going to fight back hard to try to defend themselves. And so this is going to be a battle. This battle's not over yet.
Yeah, let me ask you this. You're a plastic surgeon, right? You are a surgeon. That's how you've got very steady hands. You're a very capable and qualified individual, correct? I mean, let's just be honest. Tell me about what you...
My hands have always been pretty steady, yes.
Yeah, well, of course they are. But let me ask you this, doctor. When this started to happen, and you were hearing about more and more of these surgeries, removing sexual organs from men or women, mastectomies, radical mastectomies, doubles on girls who are 14 and 15 years old. How did it strike you? I mean, what did you say to your colleagues? What did you say to your family? How did this strike you as a true medical professional?
Well, you have studies. There are plenty of studies that basically support the premise that this really is something that should not be done. But there's also common sense. And from the very first time that I heard this, the thing that struck me is that, we deal with patients that have various delusions in medicine all the time. We have women with anorexia nervosa that think they're fat when they're absolutely skinny. And one thing medicine has never done is affirm delusions. We don't treat people based on affirming their delusions. And somehow, gender dysphoria has escaped that particular limitation. And now the idea is that the minute a child claims to be the other sex, we are supposed to affirm that. That has never made sense to me, and I honestly cannot understand the thinking process of medical professionals that take this position.
This is kind of a radical comparison, but, you know, the thalidomide children of the 1950s and 60s were born with gross defects because drugs were pushed on pregnant women and created these problems. In this particular case, you've got this psychosis, and I've got to believe that the medical practitioners and the counselors have some sort of mental deficiency as well, because how could you possibly sit there and tell a 16-year-old boy, you know, if we remove your penis, we can turn you into a girl? I mean, they knew better than that, didn't they? I mean, this is just fallacy, and it was from day one. Common sense you mentioned, but this is beyond that. This is medical malpractice, and I think it's going to cost billions of dollars when the lawsuits settle. I mean, they knew better, didn't they?
Well, delusions work both ways. You can have delusions in the one direction of a child thinking that they're the other sex. And you can have the other delusional thinking of a physician who thinks that they can take a biological male and turn him into a female by cutting off some body parts or perhaps adding some body parts and throwing some hormones at them. And that is the farthest thing from the truth, as we are now discovering, to our tremendous regret. We've created a whole generation of medicalized and surgically altered individuals that we're going to have to deal with.
Hey, let me ask you this. Here's a question that's never been asked, and I've only got about 45 seconds. Do we have any estimate of how many have gone through these surgical procedures, these draconian butcheries? And do we have a number on that?
I don't think there's an exact number. I think the record keeping has been somewhat difficult to obtain for a number of reasons, including things like confidentiality.
Sure.
But I think it's fair to say that it's going to number in the tens of thousands.
Wow. How sad. Doctor, I really appreciate you being here. You come back anytime, because this was a gross act of negligence over and over and over on young people in this country and some other countries, mostly here. We need to keep talking about it. I appreciate your time this morning. It's a terrible topic, but it must be addressed, sir. Thank you.
I agree with you. Thank you for having me, Steve.
I appreciate it. Tens of thousands. No exact numbers, of course, because we can't talk about it. We need a number. And they need to pay the price for the damage they did to these people that can never be reversed. It's the Steve Gruber Show.
This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAV Angel to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive Homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAV Angel to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
Now is the moment to put your brand in front of an engaged, loyal audience through Real America's Voice. When you advertise on Real America's Voice, you're not just running an ad, you're partnering with trusted voices like Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and other influential hosts. Backed by millions of monthly listeners.
What's happening? Because of a Real Voice, man. I watch it all the time.
Real America's Voice rocks.
Real America's Voice gives sponsors the chance to put their product front and center, displayed on screen and highlighted by our anchors during exclusive segments and live events.
Head to freetrumpknife.com.
This means your brand becomes part of the conversation as it happens.
Secure your spot before it's too late.
Join us today and make your brand part of the news conversation that America's viewers trust. Real America's Voice, where your message is seen, heard, and remembered.
Hi, this is Kelly Renee from Northern California Hills, MAGA country. The reason I watch Real America's Voice is for the faith, the family, and the freedom. Giddy up!
I'm Terry from New Jersey, and I just want to say that I love Real America's Voice. I love you guys. Keep up the good work.
Hey y'all, it's Nancy from Texas. Real America's Voice gives us truth, not propaganda, and we need that. Thank you so much.
We are going to stay with the Make America Healthy Again idea and theme here for the next few minutes. You know, it's important. Your good health is important from one doctor to another. Doctor. Sure are a lot of doctors here. Dr. James Thorpe is here, Chief of Maternal and Prenatal Health for the Wellness Company. Doctor, good to see you this morning.
Thanks for having me on, Steve.
I'm going to give you a moment listening to Dr. Bosshart there and the damage that's been done to young people. You want to make a quick comment about that, and I don't blame you. We don't know the number, tens of thousands, and we don't know the real number, do we?
No, we don't. And you know, this is right up my alley as well. I'm not a plastic surgeon, but I take care of pregnant women, preborns, newborns, high risk. And so I'm faced with this in clinical practice. And it's, I think that your guest described it perfectly. You know, in medicine, I know we're about the same age. I was a medical student in the 70s as well, and graduated from Wayne State University in Detroit there in medical school in 1979. You know, we've always had diseases of delusion. You know, he brought up anorexia nervosa. You never treat and support and enable a patient to be deluded. We've never done that. And I loved his comment that it's the doctors, and you're absolutely right. These doctors need to be prosecuted, not only stripped of their licenses, but sued, and maybe they should be charged with felony and assault and battery.
That would change some minds, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Fascinating conversation. All right, we need to shift gears here. All right, you said you graduated from Wayne State University in 1979. I was diagnosed with cancer in 1983, long time ago. I'm here, you're here. So here's what I want to talk about. Cancer, National Cancer Prevention Awareness Month. How far have we come from the time you graduated medical school to today in treating cancer? I mean, I think we're leaps and bounds ahead of where we were in 1983 when I was told I had cancer, right? Things are getting better, but there's more we can do. But we've come a long way, haven't we?
I think we've come a long way, both on a biomedical and etiologic, patho-etiologic discernment in terms of causes, genetic causes and such. Yes.
When we talk about this, though, a lot of the cancer work is done on what you do after you're diagnosed. But what about prevention? What about not just the treatment? What about prevention? Have we made strides there?
I think we've made some great strides, you know, in prevention. First of all, very important to know that there are genetic screens for cancer. So if any audience listening, if you have a family history of breast cancer or colon cancer, even pancreatic cancer, especially for the women. Get this genetic screen because, for example, and I have a family member that is a young lady, and this is my stepdaughter, and she has the positive genetic screening for BRCA1. The lifetime risk with that genetic deficiency is 95% chance that you will have ovarian or uterine or Mullerian tube, fallopian tube, or breast cancer. So, now in contrast to your last subject with your last guest, this is a consideration in these women to have some radical surgeries.
Yeah, predisposition to cancer is, I mean, the two most important things when it comes to your health are the two things you have no control over, your mother and your father. I mean, that's it, right? And so predisposition to certain diseases should be very top of mind for people. Pay attention to this because when it comes to cancer prevention, I just saw a post on Substack from Dr. McCullough, your colleague, that said nature first, drugs last when it comes to prevention of cancer and a lot of other health issues too. Why is that so important?
Well, it's so important because the nature first is much safer, and it's been purposefully neglected for 200 years because you can't patent it. And, like this new drug, so many new drugs, but Trikeftra, the drug that's used for cystic fibrosis now, this is, it's only been out 3 or 4 years. It's an $8 billion drug. It's being pushed.
Right.
And it's got a black box warning on it, and it's enormously expensive.
You know what doesn't have a black box warning? Here's what doesn't have a black box warning. The things that I saw Dr. McCullough mention in his article: turmeric, green tea extract, black cumin, seed oil, key components. And in fact, it's a key component, all those things, in something the wellness company has just developed called Shield. Tell me about what Shield is and why it's so important.
Shield, I think, is an incredible product. And this is where we need to go in medicine. As you said, prevention is worth not a pound, but 2 tons of cure in the business of cancer. So it's Shield is 2 components. It's 2 soft gels and a delicious cocoa drink. And what's in the drink mix is turkey tail mushroom, reishi mushrooms, ashwagandha, turmeric, and green tea. These are all safe, and they all have properties of anti-neoplastic, anti-cancer properties. So I think that's very important. The soft gels have olive leaf extract, or oregano oil, black cumin seed oil, garlic extract.
And here's what I want people to do, Doctor. I want you to take that advice. An ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure. Find out more at twc.health/Gruber. Find out about Shield. Anybody at risk for cancer, anybody should be taking this. Shield, twc.health/Gruber. Doctor, I got to run. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
twc.health/Gruber. You'll save 10%. Shield. Protect yourself. Live healthy. I'll be right back.
This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch Season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAVANGEL to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAVANGEL to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
Now is the moment to put your brand in front of an engaged, loyal audience through Real America's Voice. When you advertise on Real America's Voice, you're not just running an ad, you're partnering with trusted voices like Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and other influential hosts. Backed by millions of monthly listeners.
What's happening? Because of a real voice, man. I watch it all the time.
Real America's Voice rocks.
Real America's Voice gives sponsors the chance to put their product front and center, displayed on screen and highlighted by our anchors during exclusive segments and live events.
Head to freetrumpknife.com.
This means your brand becomes part of the conversation as it happens.
Secure your spot before it's too late.
Join us today and make your brand part of the news conversation that America's viewers trust. Real America's Voice, where your message is seen, heard, and remembered.
Hi, this is Kelly Renee from Northern California Hills, MAGA country. The reason I watch Real America's Voice is for the faith, the family, and the freedom. Giddy up!
I'm Terry from New Jersey, and I just want to say that I love Real America's Voice. I love you guys. Keep up the good work.
Yes, an ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure. Well, that wouldn't have helped this poor fellow from Ohio. He was missing. They couldn't find him. Andrew Strand, working as a contractor at a Shaker Heights pharmacy in Ohio. Shaker Heights out there by Cleveland, right? Couldn't find him. His wife's like, we can't find him. He's missing. Well, they found him. The outcome, not good. Found inside a trash compactor, a big one, at the CVS trash compactor. Andy Strand, Brunswick, Ohio, working as a contractor there. According to the outlet of Cleveland 19, he failed to return home. Police were called, and then he was found in the trash compactor. What's just a lousy way to go? I mean, that's just rotten. Anthony, is that just rotten? End up in the trash compactor, one of those big giant ones like you have at
rotten.
Yeah, boy. At any rate, let's see here. Coming up in the next hour, former White House correspondent and author of Trump's Superpower, Joanna Newman, will be here. We'll also have Peter Justin, founder and CEO of Ameritrust Solutions. And then later today, Ron Rademacher, of course, which we get our deep cleansing breath with Ron to go out there and see what's happening. One more thing to tell you. I don't want you to miss it coming up Monday. Forgotten America. We're going to be having long conversations. You guys have been asking me to do this for a long time. Ivy's going to join me on this. Forgotten America with Steve and Ivy will debut Monday morning, 9 a.m. on the YouTube channel. It's been changed now. It's just Steve Gruber now. The YouTube channel is just Steve Gruber. And you'll find this program. You'll find great interviews like we did with the Dr. Bosshart just a few minutes ago, and so much more. So don't miss any of it. Sign up, be a YouTube supporter. The QR code is right there on your screen. There it is. Click that. Boom, away you go. You get in the conversation. You could even be a troll. Come on down. I love trolls. It doesn't matter to me. You got a complaint? File it. It's right there. Got something you like? Say it. It's right there. Love to hear your comments. All right. Don't forget to join me today at 3 o'clock on Real America's Voice for America's Voice Live. I do it every single day, Monday through Friday. So more time to be spent with me. How could you put a price on that? That's what Anthony says every day, man. It's priceless, being with Gruber.
If I could work more hours, Steve, you know I would.
This This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAV Angel to 75802. After you scan or text, make sure you follow the steps provided. When you complete the steps and join the Angel Guild, you'll be automatically entered to win that exclusive Homestead hat, a perfect holiday gift for yourself or someone you love.
Be one of the first 50 people to sign up and win a hat automatically. Hurry while there's still time.
So scan that QR code or text RAV Angel to 75802. Happy holidays from all of us at RAV.
Now is the moment to put your brand in front of an engaged, loyal audience through Real America's Voice.